again check my Skype in. Frank Foster Jr.'s status is away, and it's 10 o'clock here Central Time, and I have a long day ahead of me and a long weekend ahead of me before my vacation starts on Monday. And hopefully during my vacation I get a lot done here on this podcast. Still working the kinks out and changing the search box on the Spreaker.com site to NAPP instead of AWPLP. So if you don't get it by NAPP, type in AWPLP and you'll get there. And of course I will post this podcast on my Facebook wall and on the group page. So if you're on the Facebook group page, you found me that way. If you have to find somebody who's not on the Facebook page and tell them how to get there, you go to Spreaker.com, Spreaker.com, Spreaker, just like speaker but with an R. That will be a home page, and then up the top of the home page will be a search box to look for podcast, and you will type in either AWPLP, American Workers Patriots Liberal Party, AWPLP, initials though, not the actual whole thing, or NAPP, and that will take you to these podcasts. And feel free to please, if you haven't listened to the first podcast, please listen to it. It's got Frank, the president of this group, this party, and on there, and he's saying some great things, and he does a great job. The hour we had on the first podcast was amazing. Myself talking by myself, I can only get so much done because I don't have anything to bounce off of. I don't have anything to bounce on. And that's important to me. That's why I repeat, if you want to be on this podcast, email me, woodwardken@hotmail.com, WOODWARDKENN@hotmail.com, subject podcast. Yes, I'd love to. Here's my topic. Here's my opinion. If it's not all liberal opinions, that's fantastic too. Love debates. And then what will happen is I will get back to you and we will get you on my Skype so I can record on the Skype. That's how I do the podcast with more than one person talking. And we will even hopefully have 3 or 4 at one time down the road here talking on the podcast. That would be fantastic. So several, the more the merrier. Definitely, the more the merrier. What else is in the news? Well, I hate to say this. I'm probably going to mispronounce the name. Hambrera. Well, the silverback ape, the gorilla. Pardon me. Silverback gorilla that was shot and killed at the zoo there, causing quite a stir. Even getting Rush Limbaugh involved in it, and it's a big debate on this gentleman whether he overreacted by shooting this gorilla as it was handling a 4-year-old boy that had jumped a 3-foot fence and dove into a moat. I don't know all the facts. That the gorilla saved his life out of the moat, how the kid got out of the moat. Apparently the kid got out of the moat, and there was a gorilla, and the gorilla was startled, and it doesn't sound like any of the reports I've read on this story show the gorilla ever being violent toward the boy. More protective was the word used quite often when describing the events that occurred. Protected and confused was the description there. And the reason for no tranquilizer dart here is it would take a period of time to take effect on a gorilla of that size. And this gorilla could basically crush coconuts with its bare hands, and the concern was it would react to the dart and crush the boy. That's reasonable thinking, I think. I'm not going to blame Humbra's death on the employee using a gun instead of a tranquilizer. It was, if you can imagine, the adrenaline flow and the heat of the moment. There's no time for a logical discussion in your brain to what is the right move. You do the move that works immediately. You do not debate on it, and that gorilla's death is not the fault of that employee. It's the fault of the stupid adult who was supervising this child. This child actually asked this adult if he could go over the fence and see the gorilla. That's a red flag, folks. That's a huge red flag. You need to make sure this kid's not anywhere near that fence, because the word no doesn't key in as well with a 4-year-old as it does a grown adult. They don't take that word as seriously as we do. They don't have the understanding you have more experience in life and that you know better and you know right from wrong. They think they know everything, and they want to learn more. And that boy certainly got a lesson that day. A lesson I think he'll never forget. If the gorilla had been tranquilized and all had gone well and he'd been taken out of there, actually, he may have actually considered, well, it didn't work out that bad, I might try it again. So actually, in the long run, this might be a better end result, although it will definitely give him some nightmares and maybe give him some emotional issues down the road. It's the better result than the result that might have been before if the employee had decided to tranquilize. This kid's never going to jump over another fence into an animal pit, I can guarantee you that. And I'm going to just wrap this up. I'd love to talk for an hour. I used to be able to do that. I said I'm working 45, 47-hour weeks and 10-hour days, and got another 9.5-hour day in front of me. A 10.5-hour day, another 10-hour day, and then I get a week to probably sleep by. My girlfriend will probably think I'm a zombie for the next week and a half. That's okay. I can handle that. To wrap this up, as far as my aspirations for this podcast, now that I have a listening group that hopefully gets involved, and not only getting on the podcast, making suggestions for the podcast, giving me their opinions of the podcast, but also getting people recruited for the party and such. And hey, if you want to be in an admin position, an administrative position in this party, and you have the qualifications we think that you can do the job, that's a position in this party that's definitely out there, open and available. Party recruitment. No pay, sorry. It's grassroots party movement. We don't have a bank account yet. But down the road, things happen. The Tea Party, once it hit the ground running, it was up and there were people making a living in the Tea Party. A short-term living, but still something that looks pretty sweet on the resume. Unless your boss is a liberal, and you're fucked. But yeah, that's a position available right now. That is as many positions as we want to fill, as many as we can, as many areas of the country that we can fill that position in would be fantastic. You can start your own registry. You don't have to get on our Facebook group page, which is probably what's going to be, is a registry on the Facebook group page. You can get your own separate registries and add to it on the Facebook page. Get your own names. As long as they're actual people and as long as they actually know you put them on into a registry of a political party, please do not put Uncle John in there because he talks how much he hates Hillary and without his permission, and put him on the Facebook page. That'd be wrong. It'd be almost like Hillary type action there. Clinton move. A proud Clinton move. Proud Clinton tradition of if you can't win the vote, make sure the others who vote against you can't vote. Another topic for discussion that we will definitely cover before this month is up, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Frank has several opinions on that. And hopefully we can get him back on here to continue to listen to this scandal. It obviously is a scandal going on in Flint, Michigan. The mayor is embezzling funds that are meant for the water fund. This is definitely newsworthy. Should be front page newsworthy, at least the Michigan papers. And national papers have at least the first or second page. So that's the podcast for this June 2nd. If I'm saying May in the earlier type recordings, it's supposed to be recorded and put together. It was put together with the idea of this being the meat of the show, and me and Frank talking, me throwing that in there and having the podcast zip right along. So if the dates don't match up, that's why. Some of these things were recorded 4 or 5 days ago. That's still fresh, and there's still things I want to put out there, so that's important. Want you all to stay vigilant, stay informed, and sleep well. And good night, and I will again have another podcast for you all before the primaries on Tuesday. I am hoping. Cross fingers.
I think I'm going to Kathmandu. That's really, really where I'm going to. If I ever get out of here, that's where I'm gonna do. Kathmandu. I think it's really where I'm going to. If I ever get out of here, I'm going to Kathmandu. hit the Midwest. The folks out there have given me their best. I've lived there all my life, I've been their guest. I sure have loved it too. I'm tired of looking at the TV news. I'm tired of driving hard and paying dues. I figure, baby, I got nothing to lose. I'm tired of being blue. Oh, it's why I'm going to Kathmandu, up to the mountains where I'm going to. If I ever get out of here, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, Kathmandu, take me, baby, 'cause I'm going with you. If I ever get out of here, I'm going to Kathmandu. Take it away. I ain't got nothing against the East Coast. You want some people where they got the most. And New York City's like a friendly ghost. You seem to pass right through. I know I'm gonna miss the USA. I guess I'll miss it every single